So in today's video we're getting the cows out on the grass and we're getting ready for the delivery of the hens tomorrow morning, which is super exciting. So the pollen this year is totally crazy. I don't normally react to pollen, but I am reacting this year, and I don't know if you'll make that out, but this decoloration of this compost is just the sheer amount of pollen. Look at this. Pollen on everything. Totally crazy. Hens come tomorrow. We've got 2 eggmobiles running this year, so Gustavo is learning the ropes how to attach eggmobiles. It's a job that I've normally taken on, but this year we're putting Gustavo on it. Dogs are going crazy, and hopefully we'll get the cows out on pasture today. We'll see how time goes, but getting things ready for birds coming tomorrow, and in less than a week all the broilers will be here too. So we've got the brooder ready last week, and we're just taking these in just to check anything. I see like a bit of wood is broken there, so just fixing that up, checking all the roof sheet is in place, and then having a look inside, just making sure the nest's all good, putting clean nest mats in, and then we put a sheet above here to stop manure going onto the nest boxes. Just check everything's good and grease the legs, the support legs, and then we're putting them up in the turning circle up at the top here where we can unload the birds from the trailer tomorrow. So we've been coming through in the mornings just giving a little weed to the strawberries and taking some of the suckers away, and that just makes it easier to graze straight up to this line when we come through with the eggmobiles, etc. This was originally put in for the young seedling trees, and we've just filled the space with strawberries, but we've got about 700-800 suckers out so far, which is pretty neat. There are some gaps where plants have been taken up by voles or taken out by over enthusiastic eggmobile movers, etc. But this makes moving broilers and layers a real joy in the mornings. So looking forward to that. Got a little bit of rough patches in the pasture this year after the drought. So it just didn't grow for 120 days last year. So we have a lot of rough spots where the birds were just making dust baths. And, you know, it just couldn't hold up without the aggressively growing grass that we typically have. But it's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how the pasture recovers and how all this lot returns back to grass this year. We'll go and have a look down over that way. So the neighbour's land's also taken a beating. One good thing that's come out of this is we've actually got a much better bridge here now. This is made, we had a tree trunk bridge that we made, but they've put some of the logging platforms over, and it's actually quite a significant bridge that I think we could bring an eggmobile over here for the first time. It's quite a smooth transition compared to what it used to be. It's a bit trashy with all the brash in there. We've got a fence to sort of fix into here somehow. A lot of fencing to fix up, but this is quite a significant bridge that you could bring heavy vehicles across now, and it's wide, so interesting. That's one benefit that's come out of this, is we could start improving the neighbour's land if we wanted to, if we had more poultry in the future, like scaled it up. But quite a lot of work to get this pasture back to happy days. It's quite a lot of clay here, and it's, you know, it's just flattened subsoil. It's got topsoil mixed in with it, but this is where we typically start the turkeys, and so we'll be working out how to do this year. Probably starting, might even just start in the big field just to have a nicer view. It's beautiful down here where the streams go. I think we might just avoid this field in general. Yeah. Okay, so we're leaving the eggmobiles up here for today, and we are gonna hopefully have him park up alongside close by, and then we're gonna be able to quickly load the hens in. We typically have one person in the eggmobile and one passing in full crates, because he's typically delivering, I don't know how many, but a lot of birds throughout the day. So we've got to go quite fast. Handy to have this turning circle.
Go until the end of the row and then fix up any mistakes after, usually, unless it's going really off.
Pallet from Japan. This is all the different seeders and dipper boards and more paper pot transplanters. Big day for the cows, moving into Nutfield. So Gustavo and I, we just got a simple wire across the road there and a simple wire here, hoping that they will just go into Nutfield. They're going to go crazy on grass. So we're basically going to get them in the field, shut the spring gates, take these wires down so we're not blocking the road, and then we're going to usher them up to the top. They'll probably go for a big run around because they'll be excited to be out. We'll see how it goes. I'll try and film as we go. Okay, it's all yours. Take it away. Come girls, come girls. This way. Let's go. Here, Clover May. Not that way. Not that way. Not this way. Come on. Hop. Hey. Come on then. Everything's exciting when you first get out of there. But we're going down. We've got lusher pastures to get to. They're a bit confused because they just see green everywhere. Look, on the sides of the roads. We've got much nicer pasture for you up here. Come, girls. Come, girls. Good girl. Oh, big day. Once they get in there, they're going to go running. Violet's looking really big after the winter. Clover May's calf has still been drinking milk on Clover May for quite late. But the calves are definitely quite fat. The Fielko is a very small cow, and we're hoping to get a Fielko bull very soon. There we go. So I'm going to go take the wires away, and then we'll go see where they've got to at that point. They're super eager to eat. We're going to try and just gently herd them up where we want them to go. They got startled by the dog there. Come on then. Hello. You just want to eat now. We're going on a little trip to the top. We're getting them up to the top of Nutfield there. Come on, girl. We're using just the speed fence to get a quick line across. This is a fence that's not great for making permanent paddocks, and it's not great to be using it with one hand, but it's a very quick way to net like up to, I think it's 100-meter lines. So it's really great for temporary paddocks, and really nice efficient reel system. It stops you getting caught up. Very nice. So it's made by Gallagher, and they're not the highest quality in the world, but you can see the posts slot into the system like this. But it's just a very nice quick way to put out multiple lines if you don't want to use nets. So we're up in the very top of Nutfield now. This is where the highest water point is, and we're going to start the eggmobiles up here. So you can see Mr. P in the distance. I don't know if you can make him out. Mr. P loves it when the poultry comes, and any activity up here, when we've been planting the odd trees or mulching, he always comes up to see what's going on. Beautiful. We got a nice week of weather ahead, and the cows are very happy to be outside. They've been eating grass. They've been transitioning between haylage and fresh grass for the last couple of weeks, but it's not as lush as the grass they're coming across here. And we haven't made our grazing plan fully yet, but the aim is to start grazing this field and then make it through top field, which is still in areas of repair after the forestry. But basically, as the grass is so young, we want to just nip the tops off this. So we're giving them quite a large area, and we'll move them on tomorrow and have this ready for the eggmobiles. In a way, this grass up here is ideal for eggmobiles as it is. It's not so long that it will short out the electrics, and it's got enough ground cover to really protect the ground from the birds. But we've got to start the cycle somewhere, so we decided to get them up, and they'll be very happy to spend the night out here, I'm sure. Hey, Violet. Oh. They're really into dandelions. So this is ideal. Just having them take the tips off will be ideal for us to really just not stunt the grass too early in the year. So it's all about timing as always, but we'll have them in here overnight and have a look in the morning, see how far they go. They're definitely eating like crazy because it's the sort of first flush of rich grass they've had. And we've got to watch out for the back end of a cow at this time of year. But I think their long transition with the forest pasture will mean that their rumen is quite well adjusted already. Well, we'll leave them to it. I think they're going to be busy for the next couple of hours. Hey! Transplanting going on. Multi-sown turnips. I showed you look, this is the colour of the compost. Look at the colour difference. That's how much pollen there is in the air, and it's all coming off these spruce right now. I've never had any allergy in my life, no pollen allergies or anything, and I've been suffering big time this year. Super runny nose, and they've been saying on the radio that people have never had allergies before are having trouble, and it's pretty unbelievable when you really look at the colour of these beds. They came out yesterday, and I just thought they'd gone mouldy or something weird. Like it's just a bizarre colour. But it's just pollen. Pretty unreal. So there's scarlet frills, first mesclines from the 6-row cedar. Guys are doing multi-row turnips. Very nice. All going good?
Yeah.
So, got some lettuces in the tunnel. Seem to be doing fine. Do you remember a few videos ago I was putting in the first ever paper pot crops? That was Mitsuna, which is doing lovely. And scarlet frills. And some giant mustard leaves. We'll have a look on the hip. Very nice. So we'll have some salads for the courses coming up. Definitely some flea beetle pressure in here. So just servicing these silos. These hold about 4 tons of pellet feed, each of them, which is maybe 8 cubic meters. And what we like to do at the end of the winter is just totally empty these channels out and put some grease on the base of the plate so it's not coming into contact with the feed, because there's quite a lot of pressure on these, so it gets quite hard to open. We keep a little lump hammer here and we'll open up the lid into the big wheelbarrows that we have kept under here. And this year it's interesting, we've got number 1 for boiler food, number 2 for layer food, and the transport costs a significant amount here, so we'll get them both filled at the same time. You might remember, if you've been following the channel, we bought these for 500 euros. They saved us 5,000 euros the first year in feed costs just by buying bulk feed. We invested quite a bit in a heavy duty concrete slab because obviously you've got an immense amount of pressure on each of the feet here, and just put a little roof on it because these are indoor silos. But they will come anywhere between 11 and 4 in the morning tonight, perfect time for layers arriving tomorrow. And it's typical to keep feed for no more than 3 months is recommended for layer food or boiler food. Broilers we supplement with organic grains that we keep in the low-tech handmade silo in here. But we'll get the broiler food delivered at the same time. And we use that for turkeys as well. Once they hit 5 weeks, they're on 21% feed as well, which is very convenient, so you don't need to have bulk feed for other things. This year we're also getting turkey poults at 1 day old, the second batch that we're doing. And that's quite new for us because turkeys, very young turkeys, need about 28% protein. That's very high. For example, broilers will be on 21% protein. And then that will decrease as we mix it with grains. And the layers are on 14, or roughly 14% protein. Protein is the expensive bit of feeds, and that's what costs the money. So that's just the way we've organised things because it makes sense for us. I'm back up to the cows just to set their water up, check they're all good. If you've been following us for a while, you'll know these are the mobile field reels that we are using for all the poultry. And they're pretty cool. It's good having water on a trolley. It's good having gas hose. 100 meters looks like this, so it's very compact. It's quite heavy wearing, so you can drag it around the field. It's held up for a few years for us. These trolleys are, they're probably cheap Chinese things, but they work very well for just moving down the field between moves. It's very nice to be able to drag these around. And the only thing I've got to complain about this kind of thing is these kind of little rubber wheels are just so bad on, even on modern wheelbarrows, anything. They're just pretty poor quality, so they always need a bit of maintenance. And the other thing that's gone is the original hose that came with it was also perished. So what I've done is temporarily taken one off another cart because we don't have the turkeys here yet. And I'll just secure that one on there. And we have this reticulated network of quick release pipes that I've shown you many times. And this is the key that accesses it. So this network is marked by this post, and you find these posts all the way down the sides of the fields in all of our fields, so that wherever you go with a 100-meter gas hose, you can take water to any animals you like. All the nut trees are waking up now. Fun to get the animals back on the land. A lot of patchiness in the pasture this year to repair basically after the drought, and over here obviously after all the forestry. It's a little bit heartbreaking after all the work we've been doing. I think we'll seed this back to grass this week. So grape cuttings just popping up into leaf here, and then a lot of strawberry. Each of these root trainer cells is 32, so there's a whole bunch of strawberry in there. Some stuff hiding off, ready to go out. The peas are ready to go with the paper pot there. Getting busy in here. First seedlings coming up here. Very nice. Cucumbers up on top, doing good. It's Monday, so micros to do. Just having a look at the tomatoes under here. They're doing good. They're getting quite rampant. Reaching out under their pots there. Different varieties, got Italy, my favourite. And a few others, some black cherries, yellow cherries. There's Italy up on top here. Very nice. Okay, that's all we've got time for today, folks, and we'll be making a video about the hens arriving and little updates coming this week before we get busy in a week today with our farm scale PDC. Still a couple of spots if anyone wants to come last minute, join us for that. And then we roll into our internship program. And we have a 3-day holistic management training with Andesh, who's a Savory Institute trainer, as well as pastured poultry weekends, and we have a 4-day masterclass, no dig market gardening with Charles Dowding, which we're really looking forward to. You can see all those on our website, which is in the links below, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video.